Hello and welcome. I am your host, Cain, and today we are driving a 2013 Ford Mustang GT. I feel like this is the review that my channel has been missing all along. I've done modified GTs, I've done V6s aplenty, I've even done a Boss 302. But what I was missing was a pretty standard stock base model Mustang GT. So today we are finally scratching that itch, we are filling in that gap, and we are driving this beautiful race red GT. Of course, this car has the 5-liter Coyote, the very famous engine that everybody rant and raves about. It is a 4-valve modular V8 that puts down 420 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, which is a very respectable number. Of course, I mean, 400 horsepower is absurd regardless. I know we've got cars coming out with 600, 700, 800 horsepower plus these days, but 400 horsepower is a lot of power for a standard car that you can buy for $30,000. Of course, that $30,000 is the MSRP for one of these cars, but the year now is 2020, so you can buy a used GT for relatively inexpensive. I mean, amazingly, this car with 50,000 miles on it and clean Carfax cost a hair over $16,000, which is really not a lot if you think about it. I mean, you get a lot of car for your money, particularly in the drivetrain, of course, with the 5-liter Coyote. And also, I mean, at that price point, you're also getting into America's most iconic car, I think, that they've ever produced, the Mustang. Everyone knows it. You know the car just by looking at it. You don't even have to see the badge. You know a Mustang when you see one. So for 16 grand, you can get into the quintessential Mustang, the Mustang GT, the V8 powered all-American muscle car. But what is it actually like to live with? I mean, you guys know me, I am a big fan of the S197 Mustang. So take what I say with a grain of salt here. I mean, there are people who don't like these cars. I'm very fond of them. I think that the S197 platform is a very nice place to start, and is a well-rounded car in general. I mean, you get a lot of car for your money, especially these days. They're very inexpensive cars. Unfortunately, they haven't held their value very well, but that's good for those of us that want to get into an enthusiast's car and not pay gobs of money to do so. I mean, that's really what the Mustang is all about, is just being affordable for performance. And of course, the GT is, I mean, it doesn't miss that mark even by an inch. It's the definition of affordable performance. The amount of power that you get, and of course the capabilities of the chassis, and just the abundance of modifications that are out there for these cars make them a really fun place to start for any of us enthusiasts, or it's just a nice package to buy in the first place. I think that's really what makes me love the Mustang so much, is not just that the car itself is a nice car to drive. I mean, it is a nice car to live with. It's comfortable, it's relatively quiet. I mean, whether you get the V6 or the GT, it's plenty powerful. It's a lot of fun to drive, and it looks so much better than 90% of the cars on the road. And I mean, I think that's what's so great about the Mustang, is that it's a bargain. It gets you into a performance car for not a lot of cash, and it just gives you so many options. I mean, you can customize them to your liking. I mean, the aftermarket scene is bigger than any other car on the market. All sorts of aesthetics, performance parts, I mean, you name it, it's out there for these cars. So, I mean, I feel like there's not a whole lot left for me to say about Mustangs in general at this point. I've said a lot of what I have to say about these cars in previous videos. But of course, you're probably here specifically for the GT, specifically for my thoughts about the GT. And you're probably looking to buy one if you're watching this video, or you're just a Mustang fan in general. So you won't be surprised that, of course, I like this car a lot. It's hard not to. It's V8 powered. I mean, it's affordable performance, and it's just nice to drive. Mustangs in general I feel like are nice to drive. They give you so much theater, and are just they're so much fun. I mean, even just to drive through the countryside like this, not going hard, it is just a fun car to be in. I mean, you're looking out over the big flat hood with especially on the GT, you've got the air vents that extract heat. And it's just, I mean, I don't know, there's so much theater to these cars. It's really hard to describe. And I know that the materials that they're made out of are not great. Like, it's hard plastics and such as that, but it's part of being an affordable car. You can't expect it to be the nicest car on the road. But with that being said, the design is very simplistic. Everything is where it should be. There's nothing, there's not too much. There's not a bunch of gadgets. Like, you look at the newer Mustangs, they're great to drive. The performance is incredible, but there's just so much going on. The design is just over the top. There's buttons everywhere that do all sorts of different things. And with these older S197 Mustangs, there's none of that. It's just a very simple, clean, sleek design. The radio's where you expect it to be. The AC's where you expect it to be. You've got 2 gauges in front of you, and that's it. That's all you need. You don't need all the bells and whistles. And that's what's so beautiful about these cars. It's that they are just, they know exactly what they want to be. They are a classic American muscle car, and there's no more to it than that. It's just simple, easygoing, and lots of ruckus and fun. And that's just what's so great about these cars. I can't stress how much I love these cars. I mean, you just compare it to everything else that's out there, and you start to realize that Ford really nailed it with this particular model, this particular engine. And I mean, the package, it's just a complete package. It's got everything that you need, nothing more. And I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Mustang GT burnouts. We were definitely spinning the rear tires then. Oh, that was good. That was really